In this video, we will work with a text file in Python. So we open idle in Python. We also have a text file in our working directory, and it's a multi-line file. We can see the name of the file is spc file. It's a notepad file, so it will have an extension of txt. So there are 3 lines. We can see the 3 lines written in the text file. So let's close it and try to open this in Python. And we will also notice that the location of this file is here. Now this is exactly located in the C drive. The name of the folder is py01 and the name of the file is spc file. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to import OS and change the working directory to that particular folder. First we write down the raw string c:\\. We get the directory. Great. So now we'll try to open the file, spc file, that is located in my working directory in the read mode. So we write if equals to open spc file dot txt and R mode is the read mode. Now there are certain things that we can do with this file. We can issue the read function, and we can check the content of the file, which we have already seen before, and we can also do something else. For example, after opening the file and seeing, we can actually segregate something. So let's try to do that thing, but before that we'll try to open the file. Since we open the file, we'll see the content of the file. So if I write like this, print if dot read, we'll see that the file is exactly that we have seen is being displayed there. Now if I give the print command again, it will not print anything because it has moved to the end of the file. So what we can do here is we can give f dot sig0, and it will move to the beginning of the file. Now again, if I give this command, it will print the 3 lines. So we will again position ourselves in the beginning for doing something. What we are going to do is we'll try to store all the alphabets of this particular file in a list. So we declare an empty list, my list, and I will now traverse through this list. So I open the file. So we'll write this command for I in if dot read. Now we'll notice one thing, that this file has some spaces. It also have a new line character, which is at the end of the first line, second line. So I don't want to store all these spaces and the new line character in the list. So I can give some filtering condition. So if I not equals to, this is the not equals to symbol, not equals to \n, if I not equals to space, okay, then only we will store it in a list. So we write my list now dot, since it's a list, it will pop up append function, and we append I now. Now if I display my list, it will show me all the alphabets except the spaces and the new line characters. Now what we are going to do here from this point is we'll try to segregate the uppercase and the lowercase alphabets in two different lists from this list, my list. Also, we can actually have two more lists, that one takes the vowels and other take the consonants. So let us declare four lists. Okay. So vowel list is actually the list that will store the vowels. Cons list will store the consonants. Up list will store the uppercase, and low list will store the lowercase alphabets. So now I will traverse the my list. So for I in my list, I will first take the uppercase. So we can write if I dot, but for checking the uppercase alphabets, okay, I can take this is upper, is upper, is upper is a function, is equals to true. So if it is true, then I can actually add it to uppercase. So I can write on up list dot append I. So now I can check here the content of up list. It has stored all the uppercase. There are only three uppercase alphabets. I can see that it has all started with this, and this. The rest are all lowercase. So if I want to store all the lowercase, I write instead of is upper, I'll be using is lower. There is a function is lower. So here it will be low list. Instead of up list, it will be low list, because I've given the name as low list. And for I in my list, if I dot is lower is equals to true, so I can write low list and check the content to see all the lowercase alphabets are there. Now how to add the vowels and the consonants. So I'll try this a little bit different approach. For I in my list, we write if I in, if I in A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, it's a string. So we know that the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, E, I, O, U, both in uppercase and lowercase. Then it will be vowel list. So let's see vowel list. See, all the vowels have gone there, and the rest are all consonants. So we can write down like this: if I not in, then we can write down cons list. Cons list, that means it will add the consonants, and this is the consonants. So this video demonstrates that how we can actually open a text file, which is in the hard disk, and we can actually work with the text file. We can separate the alphabets in different lists, the vowels, the consonants, the uppercase and the lowercase. And what we can also do is we can actually try and find now the total number of lines, total number of words, and total number of characters. So we can see that there are 3 lines. It is very easy to store. If I write line count LC equals to 0, word count WC equals to 0, and character count CC equals to 0. So these are 3 variables that actually will store the character count, word count, and the line count. So let's try to open the file again after closing it. The file is already open, we can see. I'll close the file once. If.close. We'll open it again. So if we after declaring all the three variables, if we simply write for I in f, so now if I try to find the total number of lines, we can write line count plus equals to 1, and we can also write words w equals to words equals to, so we have written I in f, so we'll be writing I dot split. So there is a function, and we can also write, we can increment the word count plus equals to length of words. We can also increment the character count. So here, if I now check the total number of characters, total number of words, and total number of lines, we get the exact figure. Now something regarding the split function. Suppose if I close the file and try to open the file again in read mode, we'll see one thing. If I write if f equals to if dot split, now if we first what we are doing is, if I read it first, so actually now ff is actually storing in a string. Now what we do is we write down ff equals to ff dot split. Now it is a string. We can use the split function out here. The moment I write down, now ff will be converted in a list, and actually this list is actually storing all the words. So we can check here that why this split function was used to store the words here. So this video actually demonstrates how we can actually manipulate a text file which is stored in the hard disk, and we can count the total number of words, total number of characters, total number of lines, and also we have counted the total number of vowels, total number of consonants, total uppercase, and total number of lowercase alphabets in it. So this is the end.